Shire, game number 1, everybody. It's party time. Poland against Ukraine. Our next best of 5. We're on the second play day of the European Nations Cup qualifier. The top 8, we're down to the top 8 teams. We're playing a full round robin over here. And yeah, things are going to get super interesting over the next couple of days and weeks as the teams are trying to qualify for the offline event. Offline event taking place in Berlin, obviously, on the 10th and 11th of June. And you guys are all welcome to join. The entrance is free. Don't have to buy tickets or anything. It's taking place at the Experian in Berlin at the Alexanderplatz. Is super central as a location, so if you combine that with a bit of a city trip, it's definitely worth it. And I'm very happy. I said it in another video, but since then it just keeps happening that people in Twitch, for example, or on Twitter and on YouTube are just messaging saying like, hey, I just booked my hotel, I just booked my flight, I'm gonna drive down, or I even coming with like a couple of mates to watch Heroes of the Storm offline, see the city, and it's just awesome. It's gonna be an awesome event. There's gonna be tons of people. Very excited for it. Obviously, we're gonna have also teams from Asia and from North America. We have 4 teams from Europe, and it's just going to be a huge party. So if you're interested in some offline Heroes of the Storm, international Heroes of the Storm, this is probably your best chance. And Berlin, great city if you want to spend a little bit of a weekend vacation there as well. And the teams, they are trying to get there too. So as I said, we have 3 big favorites when we are talking about the event to qualify from the European side, and that's Sweden, France, and Germany. Germany has already won 2 of their matches. And later in this playday, on playday number 2, we actually get the battle between Sweden and France, which is going to be super interesting. But there is still a 4th spot for the event, and obviously there's upsets that can happen. It's always possible that there's a team that emerges and maybe throws a little bit in a wrench into things and is able to claim spot number 3. But even if we are only battling between the rest of the top 8 for spot 4, then every single map that you win is important. Now in this best of 5 here, we're starting things off as mentioned before with Shire. Big support mans right now. So Rega, Lucio, and Brightwing have been banned out. Normally you see some of the side laners at least addressed, but Dehaka is available as a first pick. We could still see Hogger, Erexa, Blaze, and it is a Hogger pick. So Hogger is in, and we have Atrax on Genji. Also, a bit of a note, Denmark has withdrawn from the competition. So Denmark apparently had real problems to get 5 players for all of their matches on the weekends. Keep in mind, they replaced Russia. So initially, Russia qualified as one of the first seeds in the group that they played in, but they had problems with visas, and then they told us early on, said like, hey guys, we probably can't make it to the offline event. They were replaced with Denmark. We had this whole last chance qualifier where the Danish team just did the best. But Denmark also had to withdraw because they just couldn't get the players ready for every playday, and therefore Finland is now going to move in. All of this happening, of course, just at the beginning, you know, of the playdays of the top 8 battles, and therefore still possible. But yeah, Finland is making it now into the competition and has a chance to qualify here. Also, fairly strong team. Garrosh gets banned. Anduin taken away, so they don't have to ban him. There's no Genji-Anduin combination that's happening there anymore. With a Junkrat for Shire. We had interesting starting maps today, I gotta say. Normally the starting maps are fairly often just super generic and always the same maps here. But this time we are getting Shire. We had Towers of Doom as a starting map. Normally something that you see a little bit later into a draft. And here comes Chromie and a Nubarak. So dive in with a Nubarak, stun the target out, Chromie with the damage, Genji as the follow-up, and you can even follow up with Hogger. Remains to be seen what he's going to commit to as his ult, of course, but you can either go for a Shockwave here, which you've seen a lot, or if you just want to go full engage together with Genji, then Horder Pult is an option as well. Double pick for the blue team. What's it going to be for them? Denardo with Murden and Greymane for more damage together with Anduin. That leaves us with a final pick for Lavakal. He's been talking the other day about how he wants to go to the event no matter what happens, but he's not booking anything because he's hoping that he can just simply qualify with his team. So let's see if Poland is able to take down Ukraine here today. Uther as the support, Could even get Divine Shield and the Dragon Style from Genji. Either way, map number 1, Poland against Ukraine, Dragon Shire. It's our first map. Game number 1, Ukraine against Poland. On the left in blue, the Ukrainian team with Ice Corp. On grey main, we got Arabano and Dehaka. Lopaka on Junkrat, Blu-ray on Anduin, and Denardo is playing Muradin. On the right side of the map, it's Lavakal on Uther. We got Twice on Anubarak, Richu on Hogga, Alvaros on Chromie, and Itrax is playing Genji. So, who's gonna take it? Game number 1. Poland against Ukraine. Should be an interesting one, to say the least. So, Poland lost the last match that they played. So, on the first play day, they went up against France, and that went roughly as you would expect. France, obviously, one of the big favorites, so Poland wasn't able to take a single map there. Whereas on the other side, Ukraine went up against another favorite. They went up against Germany, and they also weren't able to take a map. Now, there's no problem with that. The big question just simply being right now, which team is able to take their first match win today? If you're aiming for 4th spot, which realistically both of these teams are doing, then it's no shame losing to one of the top 3 favorites. So that's not something that they have to worry about. In an ideal world, they still want to take a map or 2 against these teams so that they have a better map score, but losing the match itself against them isn't really a problem, isn't really a disaster or a huge setback for them. But of course, now that you're playing against a direct competitor that you're trying to beat out, you need to win. Not only do you need to win, it matters a lot whether or not you can win with a 3-0, if you drop a single map, or if it maybe goes down to the wire and you have a 5 map on your hands. So yeah, gotta check that one out. But either way, we got Chromie down at the bottom of the map. Big invade happening from the blue team as they're aggressively trying to go for the double camp here. And they are maybe not getting it. Dehaka is here. It's a 5 versus 5. Fireworks from the first minute. But the camp gets claimed by Poland. They stole the camp away. Poland comes in, steals everything from the Ukrainians. And then they also take the life of Dehaka. So a little bit of a loss for Ukraine here. Was a nice idea, it was a really good attempt, and they were so close of getting the camp. But as it turns out, Poland just a little bit too strong in that moment. And of course, since they went for their own camp up at the top, they are now in a very good position to, you know, get some damage done with this. Move in, try and take maybe the wall down over here, see if they can do a bit more. And well, a bit more they do. They lose Chromie at the bottom of the map, granted, but up here, Greymane is down. And the problem is that now we only have a single defender against this aggressive push that we're seeing from the red team. So Poland is off to a good start. Wall down, already taken. And the party continues. Yeah, we get them with a bit of barbs over here. By the way, Stormbolt focus fully for Muradin. So not only on the level 1, Sledgehammer gets taken too after the perfect storm. And he's hammering it out. It's hammer time! And it's also time for an objective, or at least the attempt at one. Trying to make a play here. Genji jumping out. He's not going to be caught that easily. But at the bottom of the map, a little bit more work was done by the Polish team. They're actually off to a pretty decent start here, I gotta say. Not only, I mean, kills are the same, right? 2 kills to 2. But generally speaking, top lane, they destroyed the wall. Over here, they have been doing some good work at the bottom of the map as well. Now Junkrat is down, which is, of course, another win for them. The red got junked, and if they can save twice, well... And I guess they can not. Anubarak goes down. Anub got wrecked. So he's gone. But can they do a little bit more? I mean, the idea was, of course, to get the Dragon Knight too and maybe just buy enough time with the death of Anubarak at the bottom to facilitate that. Couldn't quite do it in the middle because Denardo was there. But the pressure continues as both of the shrines are still under the control of the Polish team. 12 stacks for Muradin went into the heavy impact on level 7. And the attack at the top with Hogga pogging around and yeah, gets... Wow, what a tongue. Damn. Oh, and there it is. Wow. That was long distance tongue right there. So, not too bad. 4 kills to 3. Chromie with the temporal loop. Mirrodin with the Guardian of Ancient Kings now. And the blue team, they finally have a couple of heroes on the wall, and that means that they are moving in right away to take down the top. So, boom. This one's claimed. Junkrat gone. Trying to go for Genji with the camp that they've taken. There's still one siege giant that is doing a little bit of work, and they're taking the wall down too. And they actually have a lot more time down here at the bottom of the map than I expected, because very few are moving in to defend. It's only Mirrodin, honestly. He took the siege giants down. The rest of the team went for their camp. So, yeah. All the way up at the top. Half a level until level 10. Yeah, Poland is doing a little bit better. I mean, hands down. They are a level ahead now. And they are consistently threatening a first objective. A Dragonite. Ooh, but they're also pausing the game. So, not sure what exactly happened there. Chromie! Dropping from the game. She's inting already. That little dwarf needs to be slapped around a little bit. But she's too excited about it. She likes it.
Say hello to your sister for me.
Yeah, that too. That wasn't quite what I was working at, but okay. So the Chromestar gets slapped around a little bit. Apparently one of the players is already out. Generally speaking, though, we have now level 10 coming up. Obviously, one camp on the right side is about to be taken for Team Poland. They already have the temporal loop. And with level 10, they might just get the first Dragonite. The one thing that they have to make sure doesn't happen is nobody can die at the top lane now. If that happens, it's going to be rough for them. But we still have them with heroics. There's the follow-up with the stun. They got the shockwave. We also got the divine shield. And this is where it will become interesting to see what Genji is going to take. Are we going old school here? Are we going HGC times? I honestly think we're going to... No, we're going X-Strike. Alright, fair enough. X-Strike it is. Uth on the piggy. Trying to get in here, down at the bottom of the map. At least one of the shrines gets now retaken by Junkrat, so the blue team is not losing out on the full control yet. And they have their own level 10. So they can also still go for proper engage here. The bottom fort, as mentioned before, has now taken some serious damage. That is where Junkrat can try and bring things back a little bit and help them out with it. Yep, shots are fired. Hogger at the top is making it out. Not really a big problem for him there either. Whereas down at the bottom of the map with the engage on the cocoon, they're trying to get the Junkrat kill. There's nobody in range to help him. He's not gonna make it. Junkrat gets flattened like a pancake. They come in and they just slap him. So, no chance. They're trying to respond a bit at the top as they are making a move for Hogger, but the bullet missed. So, Ice-Scorp with Greymane missed his ult. And while Hogger is defending, at the bottom of the map, the red team is fully collapsing onto the fort, taking this one down. No chance of saving this one. Structurally, Poland has now taken the lead against the opponent's team. So, another stun as they're moving in. Another drag, and there's the stun from Hogger, and oof. Here, Haka, careful my friend. X-Strike is in, big damage. Big damage, big hits, nicely done. The Riptire comes through. No kills during this entire encounter, but a lot of damage against the players of Ukraine. They're trying to save the day, and here's Chromie with a final blow against Junkrat. 6 kills to 4. Hogger is already at the top. They want the full control on these shrines. And Anubarak is able to make his way back out. Quick cocoon on Mirrodin. He might be in trouble, actually. If they get a good stun through here, he might be in real trouble. Chromie is going to have their cooldowns back. Damage is going to come in any second, yep. But he is also able to still jump out here. But I guess they have to give up the Dragonite. Mirrodin is moving down to the bottom of the map, though, so the channel has to happen soon. And it does? Did it happen in time? Yes, it did! Mirrodin is second too late. And here comes Poland once again with another attack through the middle, this time with the Dragonite support. They're also going to get level 13 talents in a moment. Napierdalai. They come in and boom. So, well done. The Polish team looking pretty good over here. Timeout is now in as well. Level 13 talent advantage is going to help them a bit longer. Hogger is on his way. And of course, they want another fort if they can. They're burning that Dragonite down pretty quickly, though. It's taking a lot of damage, and it's full at the front here, taking the brunt force of the fort as well. Another stun, Riptire, but it's not gonna get killed. No, instead it gets destroyed. Mirrodin is already dead. Greymane barely surviving the encounter, and as the Haka moves in from the side, he gets immediately met with another hit and gets stunned out after the cocoon is over. So the CC chains are working extremely well for the Polish team. Coming in, taking down two. It's a 5 versus 3, and that is the end of the fort. Fort is destroyed, and Poland is bringing all of the momentum in here. All of the momentum. Just coming in and just taking one piece after another. Another quick hit. And Genji, he might have done goofed here. Runs into the Stormbolt and, well, has the X-Strike out. He's still not out of the woods. I love how nobody came in to help him out. Nobody gave a shit. Like, Uther could have at any point moved a little bit closer, and he's just sitting there. Nope. Not happening. Not on my watch. You got yourself in trouble? You're gonna get yourself out of it. Be a little bit more responsible next time. Grow up. But yeah, they did it. So, job well done. It was saving Genji, and now, of course, they go for the double whammy down at the bottom of the map. Siege Giants plus the Bruiser Camp. So, with the Night Camp and the Siege Giants, the wall should fall. The Haka, by the way, is still up at the top. So the Haka is up here trying to take the fort down as well, and he can always tunnel in at the side. Chromia has already accounted for that with the trap. He's obviously aware of that as well. But off we go. Keep is taking a little bit of damage. The Haka making a move, and not falling for it just yet. But they're already sniffing him out, and just look at this. Stun, 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 stun. Urgh. Not dead yet. Greymane cocoon though. Anduin has to save the day for the Haka. Essus has been popped as well. Big stun from the Hogger. Hogger with a big stun, and now two of them are low. Genji wants the kills. He's getting one. Does he get more? Yeah, they're gonna get the nano. No, they're not. They have level 16 in a second. They're sending Hogger back. Honestly, they could try and siege up on that keep a bit, but obviously they have another problem here. Top side that they also got to deal with. That could have become a bit too problematic as all of this continued, so you gotta be a bit careful. Therefore, Hogger making a move, saying like, alright boys, gotta defend this for now. Middle of the map, this is where the blue team is starting to take a little bit more control in an attempt to rebalance the scales here. But at the same time as they're doing that, it's a coordinated fight over control on those shrines again. 16 talents are in. Epic enter for Anubrak. You can now epically enter the opponent's backline. And yeah, best talent level 16. It has the word epic in it. It's all that you need to know at this point. Okay. I mean, again, so has epic fail, but I'm not gonna nitpick too much here. Blue team obviously is attempting to stall this a little bit. Mirrodin though, yeah, well, he stalled too, but with his life, not quite what you want. They wanted level 16 and they couldn't get it yet. The Haka still at the top. Hogger has taken over the control down at the bottom of the map. And all the way top side, Rabano might find himself in trouble. Yeah, isolation missed. Nice attempt by him, but it's Anduin time. Anduin has the double pull now with level 16. We got the burst fire for the Junkrat on the 16, and Hogger is getting another Dragonite. Off we go. Dragonite number 2, second objective for the team. And interestingly enough, there's no defense just now. So what we're seeing instead is a fight at the top. It's a 4 versus 4 battle, and it allows the Dragonite to go down to the bottom of the map completely unmolested and start to take that wall down. So yeah. The Haka dies too. Guys, this is getting real dicey, because not only are they now taking damage at the bot lane, they're also losing the 4 versus 4. Might even lose Mirrodin. This was a 5 versus 4 for a second as Mirrodin engaged. And now he's just getting melted away. Stun after stun takes him down, and the keep at the bottom of the map is gonna get destroyed. Even if Hogger has to pay with his life for it, taking the keep is an absolute no-brainer. First of all, Greymane gets a bit of an ass-kicking, and I love how he's going for the core. This is like, let's go! Core time. That might be a bit ambitious 13 minutes into the game, even with the team following up, since the Haka is back in 3 seconds. But who knows, if they can even scratch it just a bit, it might be worth it for them. Chromie from a distance. They're getting good damage in, though. That's already 13%, 14% gone. We've seen some backdoor strategies later. If they can get a kill too, that would be glorious, but instead they're losing Genji. So 15% of the opponent's core, and they lost 1 hero. I'd take that. I'd absolutely take that. 15%, 1 death of no consequence, not a problem. Would have been a little bit more interesting if they got another one here, but yeah, that doesn't happen. So, a bit more control granted for the blue team now, that allows them to go to the bot lane. Take the camp here. But yeah, here we are. Camp is claimed, gets taken. We got 12 to 5 kills in total. Poland looking very, very strong in game number 1 of this best of 5 series. Anduin hasn't died yet, neither has Uther. Uther hasn't died because he's good. Anduin hasn't died because he's always running away. This is not a reflection on the player's performance, by the way. Nothing against Blu-ray over here. It's just like he's playing a total crybaby. So that's just what it is. I went a little bit light on the Anduin hate lately, so I have to make up for it. We're gonna catch up today. It has been decided. Half a level until level 20. Already looking good here. Anduin far away from the fight as usual. And Junkrat is gone. And well, Denaro might... No, Denaro survives. So they're going for the core again. Another attempt to take the core down a notch or two. Another 5 versus 3. And they definitely have the heroes to pull it off. Mirrodin gets stopped cold over here. They try to go for Chromie for what it's worth. Light bomb engage. Stuns bad. Nice. Hogger, of course, also just at the forefront. Quick double kill. 5-man team wipe. Entire team off the map. And game number 1 goes to Poland. So we have a lead for the red team in this best of 5. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Poland is in the lead, 1-0 for the red team as we are headed for Battlefield of Eternity. Ukraine, of course, gonna try and stay in the tournament here. I mean, no matter what happens here today, they are going to stay, of course, in the top 8 round robin. But a loss against Poland is going to make it more difficult for them to get into the top 4, which would allow you then to go to the offline event itself. And by the way, once again, quick reminder for everybody, especially the people watching this on YouTube, if you guys want to support our efforts to continuously set up offline events here, especially, of course, with international teams, not only with European ones, we have a crowdfunding for the event that you should definitely check out. There will be a link in the description that you can have a look at, and any support is very much appreciated. Kind of expensive to set up offline events in Heroes of the Storm right now. Blizzard doesn't care about the game. Sponsors aren't really interested in Heroes either, which is kind of unfortunate, but the game, of course, still pretty awesome. We still have a strong esports community there. We're trying to keep it alive. We've done events last year, not only online, but also the two in Miami. Now we're doing this one in Berlin, but community support is definitely needed. So guys, if you want to support the efforts, check out the link in the description and the crowdfunding that we've set up for Berlin. Hopefully, of course, a lot of you guys are going to be there as well. But if you would like to have more of these events in the future, support would definitely be appreciated. Now, in Battlefield of Eternity, map number 2, again, the rule still holds true. Heroes that have been played cannot be played again. A little bit of a tip to the hat to Meta Madness. Nothing insane, no big pre-bans, just to make it more interesting for the viewers and also for the players, but not really trying to force the Gazlows and the Murkies out here. We get Blaze as our first pick this time for Ukraine. Sergeant Hammer has been banned out. No tanks in this game. They're not going up against the Germans here, but still, against Poland they also don't want to risk it. Hammer has seen a little bit of a resurgence lately, once again. And we get Vala! Okay, Battlefield with likely an arrow build on Vala. That being said, we had a lot of auto attack builds lately. I really like that for Vala you can currently literally play every single build. It's a bit map dependent, a little bit more composition you go up against, but I absolutely love that every single build is viable, depending on the lineup that you're running. That's exactly where we want the hero to be, so that you have a lot of talent diversity. But yeah, Vala is probably one of the best examples of that. Hanzo for immortal damage, so no surprises there. And we get Malfurion. So Rhaegar is set with that. Easier camps, easier damage on the immortal, easy clear on the minion waves too. And Sylvana's banned out. That doesn't shock me either. But this is going to be a cool series. Right now it really seems that Poland has a bit of a leg up over the Ukrainian team. But we've seen a couple of weird turnarounds already. So we've seen series where on the first map one team gets absolutely stomped. That's their wake-up call. And then they bring it back. For Ukraine, that is for sure possible. But Poland made a very good impression on the first game there. So, yeah. Urel, she's banned too. For the top lane... I mean, it's only game number 2, right? So, still plenty that you can do there. What are we getting from the red team? I want to see what the main tank is more so than anything else. I mean, technically speaking, you could also go into some Garrosh and Zarya lineup together with Vala. We've seen that before, and it could happen again too. But they go for Rexa. Okay, so we get Misha and Li Ming. So, fire away. Getting some combos out too. I like it. Final 2 picks for the blue team then again. I mean, the damage is set. It's just a question of what exactly Twice is going to play. And, of course, now also what Denardo is going to lock in for himself. With Rexa, it might even be a little bit tempting. There's always a chance to go for a Thrall pick, right? Don't see it really, but yeah. There he is. Alright. Thrall is in. Could technically now also be played with Trash Lightning. But yep, there's Thrall and Jojo. So triple frontline for them before things start to get spicy. And Twice. What are we looking at? Garrosh is still up, yeah? Series sometimes blend together. After you cast like 5, 6, 7 games in a row, all of a sudden a lot of those matches, you're not quite sure anymore which pick is still available and which one isn't, but there is Garrosh. Game number 2, everybody. Poland in the lead against Ukraine. Let's see if they can make it to 2-0 or if the Ukraine is bringing it back now. Game number 2, on the left side in blue, we got Ice Scorp for Thrall. For Ukraine, Arabano on Blaze. Lopaka playing Hanzo, Blu-ray on Malfurion in the second game of this best of 5 series. And Denardo on Johanna. On the right side, it's Poland with Richu on Rexa. They are in the lead here as Itrax picks Vala. We got Alvaros on Li Ming. Lavakal on Rhaegar, and Garrosh played by Twice. And as already expected, we have not only the arrow build, but we get Trash Lightning. So this is obviously a pretty big one. The damage output that you get when it's fully stacked is pretty insane. Now, damage ranks up as you're getting more stacks together, but the real burst and the real utility comes once that you have the full quest completed. And that is where things get very dangerous for the opponent very, very quickly. And I am very interested to see if they are going to get to that point. If you have Misha up against you, there's obviously, technically speaking, a few more opportunities to get those stacks together. But if they can do that or not, that is bit of a different question. A lot of it will depend on the split that they're using for the lanes, and already we have slight adjustments being made here as the top lane is a 2-2 and down at the bottom of the map 3 heroes are gonna meet off against each other. So pretty much what you see in a situation like that is that teams that go up against Thrall with Trash Lightning oftentimes consider to not put 4 heroes on one lane, which is the traditional setup, because you want to make it a little bit harder for Thrall to get those stacks. He is still going to get them eventually, especially around objective fights, but it will slow him down, and that's all that you're going to do here. So at this point, yes, 2. It's more and more developing into a 4-4 setup at the bot lane, with now even the side laners moving in since the battle for the camp has broken out. Yeah, Li Ming firing away here. Garrosh is taking a bit of a beating on the other hand, so that's a problem. But they take the camp. Thrall is dead. That's the best way to stop him from stacking. And apparently Arabano is going to fall too. They were hoping for a bit more damage than that. Moving on to the left side for a second kill, which they couldn't get. But now they take Blaze down, and that is a 2-0 kill lead. And on top of that, a camp that they just took. This is big. It was a real big development now for the Polish team. Getting 2 kills in that fight, not losing a single hero, and taking the camp helped you. And they also have a little bit more of a time window where they can just come in and take down the opponent's wall, at least to an extent. So, yeah. Pretty good. Pretty nice. Now, up at the top, what we currently have here is, of course, damage mitigation. Robano trying to at least make sure that Rexa doesn't get any additional moves in. We have repeating arrow. We got the puncturing arrow over here. Over on the right side, there's still Alvaros and his boy doing work on the camp as the first objective is getting announced. So the timing for both of the teams is on point. They're trying to establish pressure on the lane before they're moving into the objective fight. Stacks for Vala. Nothing insane, but sitting at 6 stacks over here. It's not too shabby, and they are very, very quick on the Immortal. So despite the fact that Hanzo is played on the other side, there is the next quick attack happening. They're coming in, taking the Immortal down to 50%. Halftime show is already won. And yeah, that makes it look pretty good. Pretty solid showing for them here. So 2 kills to 0 right now. And up at the top lane, thanks to the camp that was taken, he has a little bit of counter pressure against the red team's Shaman camp. But the battle continues. I mean, again, it's all about objective number 1 right now, and they are really putting a number on with Vala, who isn't participating in the actual team fight, but instead just fires out one ability after another against the Immortal itself. She's currently sitting at 9 stacks on the arrow, and once that Monster Hunter kicks in on level 7, her damage output is, of course, going to absolutely skyrocket against it. So let's see what they can do with that. Another move being made, another arrow connecting. RNG isn't quite with them here, but they're still winning the first Immortal of the game. So there it is. Well done. And Vala is still stacking. I mean, this is a real problem now. If you're fighting as the blue team in the middle, of course you're going to give Thrall an opportunity to get some stacks for himself. He's sitting at 9 stacks. But the next problem is that you still are struggling against a Vala that is getting 3 stacks on her level 1 and will not only be a threat to isolated heroes later on in the game with her double connect, but also against the Immortal and make it much, much more difficult for you to win subsequent objectives. So, yeah, could become an issue. But, as I said, Thrall with his level 1 is a problem in the late game if it gets to that point. If he can finish the quest, you can siege up on the opponent very easily. You just start attacking structures and everybody that is behind is going to take damage. But here comes Monster Hunter, so that's going to make additional objectives a lot easier now for the red team. Vala is sitting at 17 stacks. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, honestly. With that, they can work with that. 18 stacks for her now. Bit of a leading experience for the Polish team. And they're also saving Garrosh here. And while the entire blue team is at the top, we now have down at the bottom of the map Poland with Rexa, who is escorting another mini-way through. Now, is he going to take the entire fort down? Obviously not. Especially now since Blaze is here. But he gets some free damage on it. He starts taking the gate down, he starts taking the tower down. Whereas Itrax gets another double connect on his level 1, so he's sitting at 21 stacks at this point. And this is gonna be big for the next objective, I'm telling you. He's gonna do work with that. Vala is gonna melt that one down. Easily. And they're losing heroes here too, at least it seems like it. And yes, Rhaegar comes in for the last bite against Malfurion. Smells like a chicken. Tastes like a chicken too. And they're taking down Jojo and Thrall. So Thrall, not only does he get reset on his level 4, but also his stacking on level 1 gets stopped. Now they take the fort topside. We have 5 kills to 1, half a level lead. Next objective is up. Vala on 24 stacks. Yeah, that one is going to be tricky. That one will get very tricky now that we are heading into the next Immortal fight. Because good luck trying to win this one if Vala gets into a good position early. And this is kind of what we're expecting here. So, yeah. Look how quickly they're burning. Look at the difference here. That's just insane. Vala comes in with Monster Hunter and a quick double connect and then just BAM! That's already gone. Now they have level 10, so that should seal the deal on the second objective in favor of the Polish team. And immediately ults get unleashed as they're trying to play around the advantage. But this is going to be a big shield on the Immortal. Vala with hit after hit after hit. And yeah, this is looking really good for Poland, at least initially. One fort has already been destroyed earlier, as we said. Now Vala is sitting at 27 stacks, so the initial damage is going to be huge. And on top of that, we have finally level 10 abilities for Ukraine, so they can now defend on even footing. No... okay, Arrow. Arrow over Meme Strike. With Earthquake, could have gone Meme Strike. That arrow, by the way, oh boy. Oh boy, narrowly missed the target, and whew. Legend has it that it is still flying. It's still flying to the day. Blaze bunkering up. That old prepper is retreating once again. Needed some toilet paper and dug deep into the bunker in order to find it. Now we have Malfurion also dropped, and yeah, Thrall is dead too. Poland is not taking any prisoners here. The Polish team is absolutely crushing it. They're going through fort number 2. We have them move in for potential kills. Twice, 20 hit points, and he gets Hanzoed. Twice gets Hanzoed, but they're also going to lose out on Jojo. Rega comes in and bites her ass. We have 32 stacks now for Vala. And yeah, it is rough. If you're a Ukraine fan, this is not going to be an easy one for you. 2 forts destroyed, 10 kills to 2, 2 levels ahead. Okay, 1.5 still. And yeah, this is brutal. Camps, of course, up on the map now. Can be claimed easily. Can get another advantage right there, which is pretty much what they're going to try and do right now. But things are quite difficult for the team in blue. Coming back into this one is not going to be easy. I'm not saying it's impossible. If you can win an objective here, for example, then there's definitely a chance that you are going to be able to bring this one back. But it is going to be an uphill battle from here on out. So down at the bottom they can do a bit of work here. The problem is that this is not a favorable trade for them in the slightest. They have to hearth back because the brute force of Poland is arriving up at the top, and they're going to try to go through that wall here too. So the entire blue team has now retreated. With Li Ming and with Vala firing abilities out, they can still take one of the towers down, and I would be shocked if they can't take the entire wall here, or at least a big part of it. So yeah, the chase is on. Blessed Shield, nice. Rega immediately reacting, saving Vala, who's now on 34 stacks. Next Immortal is also popping up. And there's still a double camp that is making a move for the keep itself. So the blue team is already retreating. They don't have level 13 talents yet. That's another problem. Vala gets another 2 stacks. Makes it even easier to go for the objective now, so good for her. And Rexa is nearly done with his level 4 quest, which is also going to help him. Thrall still working on his level 4. 19 stacks for his level 1, so at least that's not bad. But yeah, now Vala with a strafe against Hanzo. Nice jet propulsion. Good arrow. Vala in trouble, and the Ancestral gets used immediately to safeguard it. Yeah, only 1 arrow. Not even 1 arrow connecting, and Vala's dead. Vala is dead. That's big. That is big. That is by far your best damage source against the Immortal. That should not have happened. Vala got a little bit greedy there. That could have been played better. Little bit slower, playing around your advantages. Instead, can they get a kill now? It's a 4 versus 5. Keep that in mind. They are outnumbered. But this is the big chance for Ukraine. Ukraine have a big chance now to try and bring this back. So they are starting to move for the Immortal. They win the halftime show. Vala is back in 2. Can then come back in. This is the big chance for Poland. Sorry, for Ukraine. Blue team doing what they can here. And Vala is back to business. Could actually sneak onto the Immortal and try and see if she can get maybe a few hits in over there. Instead, joins up with the team and slowly makes her way over. You need to keep an eye on the stun heroes. Double stack. I only got 1. Vala at 39 now. and gets a hit. Look at this one hit. That is one hit, and it's not even all of the arrows connecting with the Immortal. But it already shows you how much she can do if she's just left alone with the Immortal for just a second. So Poland, they know they have to just get her into a good position. Arrow, soaked by Rhaegar. Yeah, Strafe gets used again, trying to zone them away as best they can, and Thrall is in trouble. The damage comes in, but it's not enough just yet. Vala, 42 stacks now. She's at 48,000 damage. Doesn't even account for her immortal damage. Just the hero damage alone, she's already top damage in the game. Strafe, obviously, also playing a bit of a role here. One arrow connects, first one missed. But she's still able to continue the stacking here into the late game. Same is true also for Thrall. Both of them are working on this. Ancestral is already out. There's the connect. Nice. Vala vaulting forward pretty aggressively, but gets the kills in. Takes him down. Thrall is dead. So is Rhaegar. And Li Ming is also eliminated. Vala tapping the fountain. One hit, two hit, coming in. 47 stacks and gets another kill. She's absolutely murdering it now. She also has Manticore at this point. They might lose this Immortal, but Vala is a stack monster. She's absolute. This is the third strafe, by the way, in this Immortal rotation that she's hitting. Comes in with another double arrow. Bam. Goodbye, Blaze. Blaze is dead. Turns it around. Hanzo also eliminated. Absolutely crushing them. Crushing them. Look at this. She's chunking that Immortal down like there's no tomorrow. Couple of seconds is all that's needed. Cooldown reduction. Once that we have the cooldown back in, she gets another double rotation. 1, 2, and this thing gets just burned to a crisp. Malfurion is going to try to rotate over and take the objective. 168 hit points are missing, and they still lose the Immortal. Insane. 168 hit points. And then Vala comes in. Arrow after arrow and just burns this thing down. Absolutely crazy. Damage output of Vala, 61,000. Nasty. Nasty damage. And boy, oh boy, are they going to suffer now. Both of the keeps have already taken damage. This is very likely going to be a play for game. Thrall dying 4 times. They don't have level 16. It will be there any moment. Blaze was trying to get the experience up at the top. Couldn't just yet. Keep doesn't stand a chance, obviously. And it's all a matter of whether or not they're losing the game here. Can they hold on to this a little bit longer? 16 is in. They got level 16. Nice zoning. Good arrow. Ancestral. Yeah. Vala. They're hitting her with everything they have. Vala is down, but they also killed Jojo. So at least they got the counter kill. Now Rhaegar literally put into a corner. Core is losing hit points, but they're still going to be able to save it. Li Ming dead, Rhaegar dead. Catapults still on the core, and the core at this point down to 75%. Now the next minion wave that spawns is going to take the catapult out, but of course they are suffering a whole lot of losses here. Right now the core is down to 67%. That catapult is doing work, damn. It was at 78 when only the catapult was left, and now we have 62%. 59. Winions, baby. Full on Winion City over here. But, yeah. Rough times. 15 kills to 8. Even with Vala dying in that last encounter, she's still at 63,000 damage. Hanzo's a little bit higher now. With all of his poke damage, she's sitting at 66k. But of course, the stacks of Vala, they just continue. Arrow after arrow, big damage. And she's really becoming a threat. But they are also targeting her much, much more. Nice heal. Big save from Garrosh. He paid with his life, but that save was absolutely worth it. Nicely done by Garrosh. More and more stacks for Vala. The more stacks she gets, the more damage she can do on the objective against the heroes. And the scaling into the late game is an absolute problem for Ukraine. Vala at 54 stacks now. 55 stacks. Big damage from her. But Rexa's dead. The front line is gone. And they're still going for the objective here. Another route to control the choke point. And the Ancestral has to be used. Atrax is getting aggressive. He's maybe a little bit too aggressive right now. He already has decent stacks. He doesn't have to fight for every single arrow at this point. If he dies, that's a huge problem. He's their main source of damage. He's the main threat against the Immortal. They need to get him into a good position. And Vala is already starting to sneak over here. Well, actually called back as the blue team is doing work. And to give some credit to Ukraine, they are pretty much in experience range now. And they are also, again, winning the halftime show. Or at least they should. So, 73,000 damage for Vala. Entire 5-man is back together now that Rexa appears on the map again. And can they get Vala onto the objective? Well, they can either try and raise this and just limit the damage, or they can go for the fight. And it seems like fight it is. Poland wants the battle. Who wants to raise the Immortal? Screw that. Let's go. Damage, baby. That's what we're looking at. Vala could always try to sneak over a little bit. But look at Thrall. Thrall is nearly done. Thrall is at 28 stacks. After that, his poke potential is going to be much, much bigger. Something to keep in mind here for sure. Vala could get an arrow in. Yeah. And 1 hit, 2 hit. And with the help of Li Ming, they're already dropping that quite nicely. But the defense is there. Obviously, the blue team is now trying to prevent Vala from getting close enough to the Immortal to really have an impact here. She can always try and sneak around, but there's also some poke that we're seeing from Hanzo in particular. Fight is in, arrow is out. Nicely soaked by Li Ming here at the front. Didn't connect, and here's the quest completion for Thrall. Thrall is done. Thrall is done with his quest. They go for the Immortal. Might pay the price though. Big stun. Big stun against Vala. Vala is low. Gets saved again by Garrosh. Core is taking damage. Big damage from the catapults. Core is in real trouble. Another catapult is there. 46%. And topside a keep is going to be killed any second now. Jojo moved back. They took it after they dropped Garrosh. But this is big damage. 43%. And the topside keep is going to fall. They're sending them back too late. Can Blaze take it in time? Can he? He might just be able to. And yes, he can. Alright, Blaze winning this one. Vala immediately with damage against the Immortal, trying to burn the shield down. But boy, oh boy. Level 20 is now in. Funnily enough, 20 was there first for Ukraine. So, yeah. Kinda nice. 81,000 damage for Vala, 93,000 for Hanzo. The problem that Ukraine has is that even with that late game Immortal at the 20-minute mark, Vala's damage against this bad boy helps them to defend. Even if this keep is lost, they are still going to be slightly ahead here. But of course this thing is chunking right now. Just look how much damage this bad boy does. They're going to get that keep. Well done by Ukraine. This is a chance to get back into the series. But they're not going to get the core here. So they got to keep. That's huge. But can they win the game? That's the question. Right now, it's a lot of poke happening. It's a lot of sieging up, waiting for opportunities, looking for a chance to make a move. And even a couple of traps being laid by the teams here. Off we go. Top side. Garrosh starting to make his move for the top camp with the rest of the team. And again, any camp that they can set up at the top lane is going to be big. The problem for the blue team is they're not even reacting to this. And if the catapult just gets a few shots off against the keep, then a second keep falls, which means that they don't have a single structure left outside of the core itself. So, yeah, they need to send somebody back and they need to send it quickly. I think it's too late already. The minion wave just in time. I mean, just in time. It's actually crazy the timing that they had on this one. If that minion wave spawns a few seconds later, then that keep is gone. But now the catapult is going to be taken out very likely. Yep. And I don't know if that minion wave can take the core down. Could just be enough. Either way, 12 kills to 6. And the top fort is gone. Ah, it's getting interesting. Ukraine is bringing this back. They definitely are. And now catapults are also spawning for the blue team. So more and more it seems likely that what will decide the game at the end of the day is either a team claiming an Immortal or the team fight. I mean, let's be honest about it. The next Immortal is going to end the game. No matter who takes it. I would be shocked if it didn't. We are 22 minutes in. Oh boy, good arrows, saving Blaze, bunker to be used too. That's a couple of big cooldowns that they just used here. including Tranquility. Big ults are out. 59 stacks still for Vala. And yeah, with this, they finally should get that top keep. Yeah, blue team though is getting better and better positions around these objectives. I don't even think that Poland has to fight this one. They could just race it. With Vala having this many stacks, they definitely have the upper hand on this. They could definitely just go for the objective instead. Look at Vala, by the way. Vala is crushing them with Acrobat. Acrobat is insane right now for her. 63 stacks. She just picked up 4 stacks and the hits here. And her damage numbers, she's at 97,000 right now. Getting closer and closer to the 6-digit cup. If she just goes for the... Honestly, if they can just shield her a little bit and she goes for the Immortal, they're going to win this one. They don't even have to teamfight this. I don't understand why they are so focused on the teamfight when they have an opportunity to go for the Immortal. She's going to burn this thing down within seconds. Instead, they're going into a teamfight, and the last ones haven't really gone too well for them. Garrosh is still alive. Big arrow, and Vala got Hanzo'd. Vala gets Hanzo'd. Gets easily killed. I really, really don't agree with the decision-making of Poland here. They had a free avenue to the opponent's Immortal, and they have the better clear. So, really shocking to me. Without Vala, they're fighting because Blaze has to retreat and deal with the catapults. But, damn. That is quite the development. Ukraine, they got it in their hands. Ukraine, they have the chance now. They win the objective, they likely win the game. There's a chance that Poland defends because Vala has so much damage that they might be able to burn the Immortal down. But this is going to be huge for them if they can take this one. Maybe even a chance to backdoor. With 43% on the core, you could think about backdooring instead of trying to defend. But yeah, 130,000 damage for Hanzo now. Hanzo, he has the calves of steel. If you look at his calves, that's all muscle. They are massive from carrying the team on the back. But yeah, full shield. Poland is off the roll right now. Yeah, Li Ming makes it out. Ancestral missed, I believe. Yeah, and Rexa is dead. Strafe again being used. Hanzo is on a tear. Jojo is a bit low. Big hits, but the RNG isn't with them. Doesn't get soaked here, and that's game. That's just game. Rega is dead. I think Poland should have focused on the Immortal more after Vala got stacked. I think they had a chance to backdoor. They just went teamfight, 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 teamfight. Every opportunity they got. Even after level 20 on level 16, they should have realized that a lot of these teamfights weren't going their way anymore. They still continue to do it. Vala, by the way, nice. 69 stacks. Good shit. But 17 kills to 17. Poland loses it. Poland loses game number 2 to Ukraine. The series is tied. We are going to the third map. At least getting 4 maps in the series. Jojo dying, by the way, to the core. But of course, the Immortal alone is going to end this without any problems whatsoever. Nicely done. Very nice comeback. Ukraine with 43% on their own core. They end game number 2. And that leads us with a tied series to game number 3. GG. Game number 3. Infernal Shrines. Poland with a little bit of a throw there at the end of game number 2, didn't they? They look pretty strong there, but no. It's the Ukrainians. If you give them an opportunity, they're gonna go for it, and indeed they did. So they win it. Hanzo with a big carry. I think 140,000 damage towards the end of the game. I think there were a couple of opportunities for Poland to either go for a backdoor, go for the objective, or just play this a little bit smarter. But I suppose in the heat of the battle, emotions were running a little bit high there, and they thought that the only chance they had was to go into those team fights. So let's go. We got Sylvanas and Mephisto banned out on Infernal Shrines. I have to really think through which heroes were already played in this particular series. so I don't mix it up with games that were played previously, but at least the Sylvanas ban, of course, makes sense. We're going from Immortals to Punishers. And Denado instantly with the Diablo pick. And Leoric, all shall suffer!
Say hello to your sister for me.
Oh, of course. Will do, will do. Don't you worry. Okay. Poland, what you got, boys? It looked really good in game number 2. Looked strong at the beginning of game number... sorry. They looked very good in game number 1 and very strong at the beginning of game number 2. That's how we wanted to go into this. But, yeah. ETC and Tychus. ETC and Infernal Shrines. Now, I gotta admit that there were a couple of times when ETC was already played where I was very skeptical, and then it turned out that the ETC player absolutely beasted it for the team. So, I'll withhold judgment for now. But very much looking forward to some sexy ETC plays. So if you can do that and they have a nice follow-up on the ETC slide, that would be awesome. I would like that. Alright, Urel is already out. What are they going to get for ETC? I mean, they also have the chance of going for a triple frontline, so that exists as well. Quickly banning out Medivh. Side lane for ETC is definitely gonna get interesting there. I mean, we also have still Imperius, of course, up. If you want to go for a triple frontline, you could go for Imperius plus X, have an additional stun there, and he also gives you some added damage that you could play around. But first, blue team. So after they have the frontline, Alexstrasza and Cassia. So one team has Odin, and the other one has the dragon transformation. It's always a little bit sad to me when we don't get the stitches with this. It would have been... I mean, for me it's a bit weird, because on the one hand I'm really all in on esports when I talk about games like this one, especially multiplayer games. I don't really care about people that play against bots and that just like pleb around in Wood League quick match level or whatever. But so I don't care about lore and stuff, but these combos that you have with certain talents that can be chosen between different heroes is always amusing to me. And part of me wants that there is a synergy bonus that you're getting. Let's say, for example, you have Alexstrasza with Globe Creation for Stitches, that you have an added bonus, or that if you get certain lore heroes, you get a bonus for playing them. It would break competitive a little bit, but in some game modes I think it would be really interesting and could be implemented too. Not in heroes obviously anymore, but still. Tacita is in, and we got Jaina, so the Diva pick probably the most surprising here, but it helps to create some additional space, so that's already good. And yeah, game 3, let's see who takes the lead here, Poland or Ukraine. Third game of the series, let's go. Prepare yourselves for battle. On the left, Icecorp. On Cassia, Lopaka. On Tacita, we got Arabano and Leoric. Blu-ray on Alexstrasza. And De Nardo is playing Diablo. On the right side of the map, we currently have Poland with Richu on Diva, Itrax on Tychus, twice on ETC. And Alvaros with Jaina for a bit more burst damage. And Lavekal on Brightwing. So, let's go. Got the quarterback on level 1, stacking for Cassia. It's all about the dings. And as you can see over here, the Circle of Life. So a little bit more globe creation is already ready for them. The static charge is in too. And that, there is the wall. Twice. Ooh, yep, this time he's dead. ETC goes bye-bye, and that is first blood in this game. Momentum. Ukraine built a lot of it in the last series, or in the last game, and now they're continuing with it. So good for them. Build up that momentum and carry it over into game number 3. Poland, they gotta recover. They gotta reset things a bit. It's a beautiful ball. It's a great ball. But Diablo screwed it up. If he gets that engaged a little bit earlier, then Vala gets straight stunned into the wall of Tacita, and then that's that. That would be another kill for them. So it's always kind of nice when you have Diablo, let's say with Leo and an Entomb, you can use the Entomb walls to stun targets into. With Tacita, it's a similar synergy. So you have some additional moves that you can make in a situation like this. But yeah. Another slide over here already. And they go for the next camp. So teams are fighting for the neutral camp first before they're going for their own. And it is Poland who takes it. So, a little hit here. And at the mid lane, D.Va is doing her thing against Leo. Austin's renewal for a little bit of self-sustain. And one camp has already been blown to pieces, but another one gets taken right here. Brightwing is just double checking through the bush what's happening here. So, yeah. Slow early game. One kill, but nobody's getting too aggressive. We didn't really see a fight for the bottom camp. We have nobody invading on the other side. Tigers is going for Master Assassin. It's all about the passive over here, getting the additional attack speed. And Leo gets caught in the middle and activates his trait. He'll be back in a jiffy. Best thing about Leoric, obviously, and while you're oftentimes also willing to sacrifice him in a team fight, not in this case, but like later on Shine, is that he respawns on site, doesn't have travel time, and can even reduce the death timer. Tassadar getting destroyed on the other hand, that's a bit of a different question. So, yep, Poland, apparently a little bit tired of playing a second fiddle in this series. So now they're getting aggressive, and not only do they net themselves 2 kills, but they're also going for the first structures down at the bottom of the map. That was predictable then again. So they're trying to save Tigers and they can't. But that was... I'm sorry, that was just stupid. That was a bit dumb. I guess Tigers didn't think he was in range, so honest mistake. But they knew Diablo was there. He showed himself earlier. For us it's obviously a little bit more obvious because we have full vision and for them it isn't. But you have to expect that Diablo is going to try that. I guess they assumed that he wasn't in range, but that is a death that is very, very annoying, and it's just not, yeah. It's a bit unfortunate for them. It's great for Ukraine. Ukraine is again ahead in stacks on the objective. Now that Tigers is back, they can of course try and slowly fight back here and take control again, but it's definitely not going to be easy. Both teams are going to hit level 7. And yeah, 33 to 15 stacks. Seems pretty clear to me who's going to take this one with the AoE that they have. And Tassadar is already firing away. Leo dies at the top to Tigers, who already split off and gets at least a kill for the team. But the Arcane Punisher is still taken by Ukraine. And now they can come through the bottom of the map and try to break this one down. 17 stacks for Cassia, 10 for Alexstrasza. She gets a bit closer. Nice bait over the wall. And this is really nice for space creation. So this is pretty good. Create some space, buy some time, attack the Punisher, and try and take it down quickly. So as far as the defense goes, this was solid. This was very solid. Now, Tigers is already at the top, D.Va is in the middle. Things are looking alright for them. Ideally, there's another wall. And yeah, not quite. Yeah, well, maybe. Does he get the angle? Good job by ETC. ETC just saved Jaina's butt. That would have been a dead Jaina if not for him. Sliding onto Diablo and stunning him just before he can get the engage with the charge. That was super important here. Another wall, another stun. And ETC is still in play, but here comes Leo, and they don't have D.Va. That is the end of Atrax. Tigers dies for the second time in this game. And here comes the Dragon Queen. Yeah, take note, Chromie. That's what a real dragon looks like. Right there. Alright, so. That's also a dragon transformation, I believe. You know, Mrs. Sexy Thighs over here, I totally believe that. So, yeah, if I'm female dragon, yeah, I'd go for that. Definitely. So, Alexstrasza, in all her glory, comes in, helps the team out. Both of them now closing in on level 10, as you can see. So as the dust settles, we still have even experience for them. And yeah, time to party. Another camp claimed. And give me those objectives. This time we're talking top lane, by the way. So top lane is the next one. It's the Bunny Hop. Oh yeah. Archon is in. And the Ring of Frost with the Mosh Pit from ETC. No big surprises besides that. 28 stacks now for Cassia. Trying to rack the damage up as well. A little bit of a trap over here, but nobody's falling for it just yet. The hit keeps coming. And Brightwing is down at the bottom of the map. Alright, so Brightwing is already starting to move in a bit. Get some damage out. Side laning still. Hoping to get additional experience. Hoping to push for the fort, as the objective is going to be announced in a few more seconds. And they are... Oh, they're trapping Diablo! Okay, makes his way back out. That looked tricky for a moment, but they weren't able to get the kill here. So, bit of a panic moment, but not for long. Is able to get out. And here comes the next shrine. Sliding into the entomb. Twice is in trouble. Brightwing with the assist. Another wall. Brightwing! And... yes! What a blink heal. Arabano was ready to knock it out of the park here. He was already sitting there, going for the mop, and then just like handle to the face. But Brightwing just jumped out. Good repositioning. And now instead it's Leo that falls. The janitor is gone. So another kill for Poland. But obviously, as explained previously, Leo will be back very, very quickly. More and more walls are being built by Tacita. Okay, and Diablo mosh pit! And that's a Ring of Frost and a triple kill. It's a triple, baby. Yeah, well done. 3 kills, nice Ring of Frost, mosh pit connecting, everything played perfectly into the hands of Poland. Quick look at that fight once more. But yeah, check this one out. There's the mosh, the bunny hop, they coordinated everything, and they get 3 connects with the Ring of Frost and then turn them into kills. So that puts them severely ahead on the kill count, in experience. They have level 13. That was fantastic. I mean, that was just great. Probably the best thing that could have happened in that situation for them. So very, very nicely done. Frozen Punisher on top of that, so not only is the wall nearly destroyed, but they can now try and get that fort. They should be able to claim that. So, yeah, there it is. Coming in with another kill, going for Denardo, and he's in trouble. Quick heal from Alexstrasza, though. Frozen Punisher, yeah, the connects keep coming, and that fort is not helping them with the defense at all. It's a 4 versus 4 up at the top side. Level 13 for both of them, that gives us the Dragon Scales. Denardo still a bit in trouble, trying to re-engage here. The wall is out. And another slide, and Tychus is just shredding Diablo. And this fort is not going to make it. Shouldn't, at least. Still playing it out. Leo comes in. Abandon the bot lane, which means that D.Va is alone against the fort. Great Entomb, though. Great Entomb. Ring to zone them away. And he's getting out. Tychus is getting out. D.Va is doing a number to the bot lane fort. And the Punisher has just destroyed the fort at the top lane. So they're getting value on 2 lanes. Yeah, Leo is dead. I mean, this is an insane win for Poland. Killing Leo, not losing a hero, dropping the top fort, and down at the bottom of the map, Richu trying to take another one. He can't quite destroy the fort, but that thing is not made to last, as you can see. So that was big. Ukraine tried to fight back, and instead they just got shellacked by Poland. So Poland is apparently done screwing around here. Well, I say that, and then I'm reminded that we're not really in the late game yet, so let's see how they're going to play from here on out. But suffice it to say that at this point in time, they have a significant lead in structures, and experience, and kills. Looking very good here. Yeah, twice. Sitting tight. D.Va already pushing back out, went also for the good to go. Hit the nitruses in. He's going full Fast and Furious on us here. Before it got shitty. And there we go. 8 kills to 3. Talk about shitty. I gotta talk about movies again. You people are insane to me. How can so many people say that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is amazing? I don't get it. I really don't get it. I watched it with a friend, and she also said like it was absolutely meh. I'm not saying it's shit, but would anybody really rewatch Guardians of the Galaxy 3? The first one is clearly... I have people that are saying it's a 9 out of 10, and I don't get it. Guardian of the Galaxy 1 is clearly better than 3. And there are other movies in the Marvel series that are also better than Guardians of the Galaxy 1. So how is that a 9 out of 10? If you're telling me, okay, it's a 6 out of 10, nah, it has its flaws, but I give it a 7 out of 10 because I like Guardians, whatever. I get it. I'm like, alright, fair enough. But 9 out of 10, or it's amazing, second best Marvel movie ever. Are you guys all high? Have you guys been brainwashed over the last couple of years where Marvel has given us one shitty series and one shitty movie after another, and now you have zero standards anymore? It's insane! Half the story doesn't make sense. The jokes are just cringy as fuck. How can anybody say like, oh, clearly the best movie, second best Marvel movie ever, It's like, I really don't get it. I feel sometimes I live on a different planet. Again, if you tell me like, yeah, it's okay, it was nice for the movies, like, yeah, I went to the cinema with a couple of friends, we had a good time, it's alright, I'm not gonna rewatch it, it's not special. Okay, whatever. But I really feel sometimes I'm living on a different planet here. The standards of people for what they accept as a good movie have fallen so far. Give you a little bit of emotional manipulation with a couple of kids and a couple of fake animals, and everybody's like, oh my god, it's so good! Turn your brain off, don't think anymore, and just, yeah. And the jokes? Bad dog. What a fucking stupid joke. And they ran with this thing for half an hour. I mean, holy hell. I'm running with things. Seems like the blue team is running it down a little bit here. Oh, that ring! Damn! That ring is crazy. The connects that we get in this game with some of these ults are awesome. Yeah, maybe ETC dies, but I still can't work. He survives! He doesn't even die! ETC survives, and now it's a 5-man team wipe. Entire team dropped off the map. Big value had at the top lane. Thanks to the push that they execute here. They're already opening up the bot lane as Jaina still goes for the Punisher. Looking very, very good here. Poland has obviously taken the loss on the second map to heart, is coming in and is totally crushing this one. They had two key fights. One was on the objective top side and the other one was down here at the bottom, and they dominated both of them, and now they're reaping the rewards. They're getting closer to level 20, they're 2.5 levels ahead, and this looks more and more like a straight victory in game number 3 for the team in red. Poland, they want to take the lead in this best of 5 series, clearly. Arabano is in trouble, gets the Entomb out, level 20 still not there. Punisher is part of the party and is helping them a little bit with one jump after another, but the defense is good. Ukraine is doing a great job here. Now, they're still struggling, but they're doing the best they can. Another ring is out. Leo gets finally killed. Cassia with 74 stacks is trying to get the kills in. Can't. And the core is slowly falling. They're trying to get follow-up kills. They want a few more. Core is slowly falling. So is Cassia. She's gone. That's the main damage source already eliminated. And level 20 is now available to Poland. 43,000 damage for Cassia, 69,000 for Tychus, and there's no denying how this game is going to end anymore. It is a victory for Poland. They drop the core, they take the lead in this best of 5 series, yet the second playday of the European qualifier for the Nations Cup. GG. Towers of Doom, game number 4. I was about to say game number 3. So, yep, we got a 4th map. That means 30 heroes are now unavailable because heroes that are played within a series cannot be played again. So, Poland, they got their act together for the 3rd map. We were able to take it. And now we're heading into first match point. Polish team has match point number 1. And we are on Towers of Doom. Now, I have to think a bit about what else is available here, but now that we're heading into Towers, it seems like some of the bans that we've gotten before are just going to stick true. You want to get rid of Lucio here. You want to get rid of Sylvanas. Banning out Sergeant Hammer makes a lot of sense to me as well. But we could definitely see a couple... I was about to say a couple of picks like Abatha, Vikings, Sumuro, all those shenanigans that we've seen in the first group stage, some of them that we've even seen now here in the top 8, but then Poland moves in and just bans out Abatha immediately. So yeah, none on that. We get Stitches for the Ukrainian team. Looking for those hooks. Urel and Medivh. Ah, Urel was banned. Yeah. Okay, they banned her in the second map. That was for just a second. I was thinking, wait a moment. I saw Urel in the draft of game 2. Sorry, game 3. And I was like, they banned her after ETC was taken. And Medivh was banned too, so both of them still available, obviously. So, yeah. And that gives us Falstad and Tyrande. We're going old school today. We're getting really old school. Stitches, hook, into Tyrande stun, into damage, into gorge, into Falstad gust isolation, into kill. That's what they're looking for here. Let's see if they can pull it off. Yeah, I'm curious if one of the teams can make it to Berlin. Who's gonna make it there? And guys, obviously, keep in mind, if you are planning to go to Berlin, you can also check out the merch shop that is linked in the description. We have a special merch that we added for the Nations Cup. And also still the HGC merch. The Heroes Gaming Community still going strong in 2023. Like the phoenix out of the ashes after Blizzard tried to burn us down. Still staying strong there. So especially, I mean, you can obviously get it even if you don't go, you're coming to Berlin, but then it makes a whole lot more sense. Zul banned. Again, rotation between the lanes. Lane control, minion control. And they're banning out Tyrael. Looking at Medivh and I'm thinking what else they could combo here. Not that much that comes to mind, honestly. Diablo has been played, so Apocalypse isn't up there anymore. Yeah. So, what's happening with our double pick now? Stukov and Mal'Ganis. Curious to see who the damage dealer is going to be for them. Kind of reminds me that Tracer is also still up. I would love... I mean, again, especially with Mal'Ganis and Stukov as a combo and with Urel, you probably want somebody that can do burst damage. We've seen, obviously, also... Kel'Thas could be played. Maybe not by them, but gives you also more CC. So when we're talking about Ukraine, Kel'Thas might even be an option. Sonya and Lulnara. Okay. That's pretty solid. I mean, it's a little bit scattered over there on the blue team side, but there's a lot of really nice synergies that they're running. But what brings the draft together for Poland? Is Itrex now going full chaser and just trying to needle them to death? Or are we going to get some more bursty damage on their end? And if so, who's it going to be for them? Who's still available that could fill that role? Suljin! Alright! Time to troll! Towers of Doom, everybody! Let's go! Game number 4, Ukraine against Poland. Game number 4, Ukraine against Poland. The match point for the red team. As on the left side in blue, we have Icecorp on Falstad, Arabano on Sonya, Obaka on Tyrande, Blu-ray on Lulnara, and Denado on Stitches. Poland starting to troll in the 4th game. We have Itrex with Suljin, Alvaros on Medivh, Lavakal on Stukov, Richu on Urel, and twice is playing Mal'Ganis in this one. So, Suljin's baseline. Suljin and Medivh are going to try and stack their baseline as quickly as they can. And, well, we get the recklessness for him over here. Really curious how much he can do. Suljin in the late game, if you give him a lot of opportunities to participate in skirmishes and stack properly, his damage output can be incredible. There was still this one game that was played during Meta Madness with a scuffed team against the three-legged cats. If you want to see a Suljin game that just makes you go, what the hell is happening here, then check out on my YouTube channel Scuffed Team against the Cats. That one was played during Meta Madness, and the map was Battlefield of Eternity. It was insane. It was just like, oh my god. Absolutely crazy, so definitely one to check out. But, well, over here, what we get right now is Suljin that is, of course, going to try and get his baseline stacks together. The same is also true for his boy Medivh, who's doing the very same thing. So both of them just trying to stack don't want to die for different reasons. Suljin because he doesn't want to lose stack progress. Well, he doesn't want to get slowed down on his stacking. And for Medivh, even more important because he would lose everything. And talking about dying, well, Suljin is already the first one to fall. So, yeah, so much for that. Didn't really last very long. First one already down. Hook missing as they're trying to go for another quick move. And here we are. We got Denado chased. Stuns also coming in from Tyrande, who is getting more hits in on her level 1 and a few more stacks. Medivh is sitting at 8, Suljin at 3. And there's the hook and there's the stun attempt, but he was able to get out, so Alvaros is still fine. But those are definitely the ones that he's trying to avoid because, as mentioned before, you don't want to die here. You don't want to lose the entire progress that you have on the baseline. Getting the Arcane Rift boosted up a little bit is highly important. And these hooks, they're on point. Now, the stuns as a follow-up, maybe not quite so, but talking about Tyrande, she's dead. Goodbye. So, already eliminated. Now we have 13 stacks for Medivh, so he's going to be happy about that. And thanks to the kill on the blue team support, they are now going for the camp. And there's another big hook, but the portals, they are really counterplaying this a bit. So Medivh against Stitches was definitely a good one. But I have to admit that these hooks that we're now seeing are absolutely monstrous. I mean, he's been landing nearly every single one of them so far. So, bit crazy. But, yeah, 4 stacks for our boy Suljin. Went into the Armani hide over here. And Ruleset, again, we have one team with a global, so that's definitely the one advantage, or the one big advantage that the blue team has. As the late game comes in and rotations become more important, he can still start to just move top, move bottom, depending on the situation, and try and control the minion waves, control also the pressure on those side lanes a little bit more. So if Ruleset is going to be played properly, then that could become a problem for Poland as the game continues. As each team has locked in one altar, we still get the fights down here at the bottom of the map, and as already mentioned before, there's going to be a lot about how much stacks are coming together for Suljin, and every single skirmish that we have with Stitches sitting at the front is going to allow him to get a few more hits in. So by now we have him at 9 stacks. And 19 for Medivh. So, secret weapon is in. And yeah, top side. I kind of miss the days where you could shit on players whenever they picked secret weapon because it was such garbage talent. Only exception was if you're wearing a pure split pusher that tried to get structure damage and never really engaged in the team fights. Then they changed it and now it's all of a sudden a valid talent. So yeah, sad times. Either way, with that now we got another quick hit against Richu, down here to the bottom of the map. Camps are still being claimed. A little bit of a lead for Ukraine, so it's a bit of a weak early game in regards to big fights. We have a couple of hooks and then the engagements that happen as a result. The objective was fought for, but besides that, not too much happening. Seems like Itrax is going to bite the dust again, and yes, he does. So the damage over time was a bit too much for him to handle, and Medivh wasn't there in time. Talking Medivh, he is at 22 stacks now. Nice double hit for Tyrande. So he's getting pretty close. He's missing another 17, and then he's going to be good. Should get another one here, but Tyrande dodged out on it. And Suljin is now back to business. At 15, he gets the range increase. Later, he gets the double hit, but he went into Ferocity for the additional move speed. And yeah. No massive moves being made just yet. Towers of Doom is all about late game in the first place. You want to have bot lane control. You also want to make sure that you are controlling the late game, that you're scaling properly. One of the reasons why at least Suljin in this one could be nice for them. Sitting at 12 stacks now. Once he has the range increase, obviously going to make his stacking also a lot easier. But another hook? And Denado is doing well with that. And Medivh has to be careful now. This is the moment where you only want to use shields for yourself. With 32 stacks, it's just like, yeah, I'm not taking any risks here. This is a big one, though. Sonya taking the top. They have the earlier level 10, of course. Ruleset is now down at the bottom of the map as the fight up at the top continues. And yeah, Spear does not connect. Richu has to get out of here. He's gonna die if he stays. Sonya has leap. You can't play around with that. And here's Gorge. Gorge is being used. Portal is set up, stun is in, Mal'Ganis is able to get out, and they finally have their own heroic abilities. 33 stacks for Medivh, Alta got channeled, another hook connects, and Suljin is at 15 stacks, meaning he has now the range increase. So, Ukraine is ahead. Not by much, but they are... Well, actually, Poland is ahead on the objective, Ukraine is ahead in experience, and they've also taken the control of the bell tower at the top. It's actually kind of wild how that played out for them. So when it comes to map control and also to simple... Yeah, I mean, just simple experience, they're doing way better. But they're not channeling any altars. So that's something they gotta change eventually. It's an 11-point difference, and now the collapse onto Tyrande is gonna make sure that they're getting another kill here. At least they should. And what? Lopaka, are you for real? He survived that? Damn. And instead they're now trying to go for Mal'Ganis. Suljin is trapped, gets damaged through, uses his ult, and will still be killed, but at least he traded for additional stacks. Medivh at 35. You don't want to die here, Medivh. Really. Alvaros, why are you doing this? No, they lost everyone now. This is exactly what I talked about earlier. Use the bloody shield for yourself. How much did you lose? 34, 35? That's how you lose games. That's how you lose games, when you want too much. I mean, he tries to go back in, he's already low, and then he gets dropped at 36 stacks. Oh, not like this. Again, control was already there for Ukraine. Now you're losing just way too much. The interrupts are happening at the top. Double altar phase, 5 shots fired, that's 25 points, 231. And they're losing tons of control. At least they're firing 3 shots back. But this is a bit of a disaster. That is gonna hurt now. He should have really just let him die. I mean, he died anyways. But, okay, so... It's up to Suljin. He needs to stack. He needs to do work. Gets the kill on Lunara. Okay, so at least they're slowly getting ahead there. But they have a gap to bridge. It's 6 kills to 3. They don't have level 13 talents yet. This game is not lost by any means, don't get me wrong. But this is a setback that was avoidable. It seems like when Poland is ahead, they're griefing a little bit. It's what happened in game number 2. And it's maybe gonna happen here as well. They try for Sonya, and she has to leave out. There is no way she survives this without a leap. And, yep, she's not going to survive it anyways. Okay, so at that point, she just decided that she's not going to use her ult, that she would die either way. Better choice there, not risking it. Didn't have a good angle, so, yeah. 24 stacks now for Suljin, who on level 13 went into the eye of Suljin. And that allows them to retake the bell tower at the top. Now down here at the bottom of the map, Alvaros can... Oh, yeah. There's the Gorge. Can they save Mal'Ganis? They might. Portal is out. Mal'Ganis can still move out. Gust is already being used. And now Suljin is also joining the fun. And apparently they're trying to get a kill on Ice Corp's Falstad, who apparently went for the sustained wins there. Yep. Alright, Leyline is in. They still want the birdie. They still want him. But they're not going to get him here. Portals are out. Everybody escapes. 14 to 14. The game stabilizes a little bit now. And Suljin, again, still on the stacking train. With 25, he's not looking too bad. Not saying he looks amazing here, but still a good interrupt on the channel. So they're still fighting it out for that particular altar that not only helps Suljin to stack, but it also, of course, helps them to try and get some hits in. And Suljin, talking about getting hits in, he gets quite a lot of them in. He's at 29 stacks now. So the double hit on the swinging axis is nearly there. No Arcanite axes on level 10, but he's starting to get some solid single target damage out. So things are looking alright. And with that channel, they're firing another 4 shots, so it's 18 points on the Ukrainian core. And experience has nearly been... or the experience lead has nearly been negated that Ukraine had earlier. There's the hook, there's the Gorge. They go for Suljin. Yeah, he just pops his ult. Just pops his ult here if he really has to. Portals are still out as well. Uses it already, and now they're just putting them into a corner. And he doesn't use his fucking ult! Are you kidding me? No way. Really? So Suljin is dead, so is Stukov. They lost another 2. They're diving behind the opponent's fort to get the kills. And then they're just losing Suljin and Stukov, both. One of them, alright, fair enough. If you use the ult, then at least you get some stacks, but like, what? What is happening? This is getting a bit out of control there. He wasn't stunned, he wasn't silenced, I didn't miss anything, I believe. And now at the top, Urel, okay, she gets out. There's a bit of counter damage. Can they go for a kill on the birdie? Falstad! And he's dead, okay. So they kill Falstad again. 10 stacks for Medivh at this point. We got 3 deaths on Falstad. Triple altar phase, and it's a 5 versus 3 altar situation again. So if they can get another kill against Sonya here, then at least they have the superior numbers, and they get that kill. So now it's a 5 versus 3. They should be able to also get down to the bottom of the map to interrupt, and they need a lot of these altars. Again, as I said before, they just do not have the numbers at this point. Another hook, another gorge. Portal should negate that. Should be able to claim it. Yep, so Portal, and he's out. Bit of damage done against Medivh, who drops the ley line. 6 shots fired against 5, so a bit of a win for Poland. Problem is, of course, still that they have only 3 bell towers at this point in time. So that's the big issue. Urel is jumping in, and they're trying to go for Stitches a little bit over here. 37,000 damage by... Yeah, that's another 3 shots fired, though. Yep, so now they're down to 22 against 12 points on the core. Experience is again nearly dead even. Stitches and Urel have both not died yet. 34 stacks for Suljin. But losing bot lane control is of course tricky. Ukraine is fighting tooth and nail here. They are doing everything they can, especially in regards to map control, to bring this to a 5th map. Which is absolutely possible, especially if they do stuff like this. This time we can't really fault Suljin for not pressing R, because I believe he was stunned out properly. But I think throughout the entire game we've seen so far a single Taz dingo. Just one. Now once that he has level 20, I assume he's going to hit it a little bit more often. Yeah, Falsa gets attacked again. He should be able to escape here, I suppose. But yeah, so gets out. But he's been on the menu a few times today. They love some spicy chicken. And now it seems like Stitches is getting attacked, but they are still playing this without Suljin. Suljin isn't here. Leyline gets dropped, okay, rest of the team retreating. Single altar down at the bottom of the map. Which is very difficult to access for Poland because they've lost that control. So maybe they're going to go for the boss instead and they're just trading. Seems like that's going to be the play that we're getting here. Falsa doesn't have Gust, so he can't go for any sneaky plays there either. But they're now claiming one camp. Can go for the altar. Boss is going to be successfully taken though by Poland, so that drops the blue team down into the single digits on the core. It's a smart move to make. You don't really have a big opportunity to go for this one. You still need to stop these. So 17 points to 18. But that keeps Poland not only in play, but they're looking fairly okay on core points. Their big issue is just the early level 20 that we're likely going to see for Ukraine. So they can't go for any inting plays anymore. Suljin has now let the killing begin. They need to play for level 20 properly. And they also need to try and make sure that, yeah, Ice Gorb with his False doesn't all of a sudden convert another bell tower over. So try and fight this out while you can. Well, the portal is out. Shield. Nice. Well done. And the Gust against Mal'Ganis. Should still be alright for them. Yeah, 42 stacks now for Suljin. Still gets a few more hits in. You can really tell how quickly he can... Oh, that's the shield. And he survives. Oh, they nearly killed the bird. 4 versus 4 down here. They nearly killed the birdie with this one. But yeah, damn. Now obviously level 20 now in just a few seconds for Ukraine. And this is really the moment where they have to tighten the screws a little bit. The second they have level 20, they need to capitalize on the window. Window of opportunity for the blue team that would allow them to get not only the next altar, but also maybe even convert another bell tower over, which would be big for them if they can do that. And it's a single altar, so right now they would get 5 hits against the opponent. That puts them nearly at even footing. But yeah, look how Sonya plays this now. Super safe. Doesn't want to risk anything. Very, very safe pick from them. More of those at the bottom of the map, the pumpkins. Shots could get fired here. They need to stop them. Need to wait for that hook. Alvarez needs to provide vision, so they're going to take the pumpkins down. They're not going to get connected. Stitches isn't close enough. Medivh just checking it out, not doing anything about it. This is exactly what he needs to do here. And now it's 20 versus 20. Alright, 20 versus 20. Upgrade on the Testingo. Would be shocked if that's not the play. Yep, there it is. Armani Resilience is in. And now it's gonna get wild. We got hungry Stitches over here. And the wind tunnel. Big isolation plays possible from Ukraine. Do these hooks hit? And of course, now Suljin is... when he presses his R button, you better hide. You get the hell out of here. Quickly. So, yeah, they want that bell tower back. The hook, not doing too much for them here. Sony on the side. Still, portals being set. Trying to even attack her. Move in, out. Stitch is waiting for the hook cooldown to come back. There's also a camp that they're fighting over. 53,000 damage from Suljin. Denado is waiting for that hook. Gets it. Gorge. There it is. Gets the Gorge. Immediately the Leyline. Leyline is in there right away. Second. 3 Gorges. Alright. Stuns are out. Wind tunnel. And Poland gets wrecked. Suljin with the ult. The double kill is already there. Suljin is dead. It's a triple, baby. And that could be game. This will be game. They're going to lose the bell tower in the middle. And then the double altar is going to be channeled. We're going game 5. I don't see another way here. We are going game number 5. I don't see another solution for this one. This is... yeah, this is big. This is really, really big now. Bell tower has already been taken. Double channel is going to win it for Ukraine. We're going the distance, everybody. Ukraine against Poland. An absolute nail-biter over here. Poland apparently losing another one. They only have 2 defenders right now. Pumpkins are making it through the bottom of the map as we speak. The ley line delays things a bit. Urel is jumping in. Medivh is there. I mean, they're doing the best they can. They're doing, honestly, a fantastic job trying to delay them. But there can be only one outcome here. Urel is about to drop. She used her ult. There's the Gorge. Gonna get another kill in. Urel gone. And, well, that's Alvarez. The end of him. 9 points on the core. And that is the channel. Wind tunnel is used. First 6 shots are fired. Puts them down 2-3. And with Lunara coming in here, the kill is too late. Suljin punishes her. But the end is here. GG, we're going to game number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Ukraine against Poland. Game number 5. Don't know what to tell you guys. I did not expect us to go to the 5th game, considering how Poland opened up on map number 4. But maybe the even number maps are just not for them. Game 2, in a little bit. Game 4, same. Now we're in game 5, so if the pattern holds, they're going to win this one and take the series. But yeah, Ukraine is making it interesting, aren't they? So we have Sylvanas banned again. This is map 5, so 40 heroes are now not available anymore. Now, again, this is not really a big problem because in total we have 89 heroes in the pool, so that's plenty. The bans, though, will more or less stay the same. At this point, you are in a situation where with every single map that continues, a lot of these guys obviously become even stronger. But Lucio made it through, so this is the only one that made it through because, well, Sergeant Hammer was prioritized in this case. And, well... with that, we have a very good opportunity for Poland to just rotate between lanes. And that brings me immediately to Greymane. Oh, Greymane was played today. I just can't remember if he was played in this particular series or not. Because he would be a really nice one to combo off with Lucio. Not only so that they can go for the mercenary camps, but also so that they could go for structures even as they rotate through the lanes. Vikings. Another potential pick here. So, there's so much that he can still do here and pull off. Very, very curious what the play is going to be. Karazim Phoenix as the opening choices for Ukraine. And of course they again have that momentum. They're always bringing it back here. We still have Varian around. He gets taken together with Jimmy. Haha, Jim Raynor. Look at you. Alter Freund und Kupferstecher. Alright. Jimmy is back to business. Not necessarily what I expect as the immediate pick after Varian, but hey. And yeah. Let's go for the bans. Haha, Maiev. Good chance that she makes it in. I'm just very curious to see if there's any curveballs. Vikings, anything crazy like that. Are they going to go for a move or along those lines? Yes or no? That's the big question right now. And for a big map like Garden of Terror, it's always an option. But we're talking bans. So, final ban for this series, no matter how it goes. Why you hate fun? I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Same feeling that I had with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Arthas and Ragnaros. Yeah, even Lava Wave is a good option here, but if you already have a Howling Blast... I mean, imagine Howling Blast, Sulfuras, 7-sided strike. Whew. We're talking damage! But yeah, Ragnaros also good pick here. And I really want to see what else we're getting from Poland right now. Jimmy is just not enough with a single target damage. They need something else. And they go Tyrael, Zul. Could even go into Judgment again here. Zul for quick rotations and taking the minion waves down. Alright. With Lucio, yeah, they can speed up these rotations very quickly. And we get Nazebo. Look at that. Yeah, late game of Garden of Terror, definitely possible. And with Nazebo, you can get massive, massive stacks. So guys, let's go. Game number 5. Who takes it? Who wins this? This is important. All of these teams are aiming to go to Berlin. In order to do that, you need to win your matches. Poland, Ukraine, who is going to take the lead in the leaderboard? Let's go. Game number 5. We're going the distance today. On the left side, Icecorp on Phoenix, Lopaka on Azebo. Blu-ray is playing Karazim, Denado on Arthas, and Arabano is playing Ragnaros. Okay, let's go. The Polish team doing pretty well earlier on today, but well, struggling a little bit on 2 of the maps. Did Ukraine outplay them? That's definitely a bit debatable, but here they play with Richo and Zul, Itrax on Varian. Meme Strike, let's go. Lavakal on Lucio, Alvaros on Reyna, and twice on Tyrael. So all of a sudden, Varian isn't your main tank, but instead is your, well, one of the damage dealers. That means normally that we're going to get Smash. So let's see if he's going to go down that path, but we're going to get one of the two either way. With the High King's Quest as level 1, there's pretty much no other choice. So on top of that, we got the Toad build for Nazebo, and he is going to play a huge role if it ever comes to a proper late game here. So if they are able to bring this to a late game, then boy oh boy is Poland going to get melted away. So huge potential from them. Very eager to see how this one ends up. There's a lot of different things that you can do. Now, first of all, I finally have another game where teams are comboing Nazebo with Ragnaros. I've been harping on this for a long time because this was this is what was played at the first season of HGC a bit by one of the underdog teams, one of the French teams. And the whole thought process behind it is that the Ragnaros' trade kills objectives. Ragnaros' trade slows games down. You wait for your opponent to push, you can even give up the objective, you use Ragnaros and his Molten Core. Once that you get attacked, you defend, and you just slow the game down. That allows Nazebo to get his stacks, and it allows Nazebo to get into the late game, and that's where he then can shine and can win the game for you. So they can play this with the Molten Core, they can go for Lava Wave, try and control these side lanes a little bit, counterplay the lane pressure that heroes like Zul bring in. And then you are in a situation where your late game and your scaling is working in your favor. So that's something we could see here too. And I really like that approach. I want to see how much they can do in total. So yeah, looking very, very good here right now with the pressure down to the bottom of the map as they're already starting to take some of these structures. We get indeed Smash, and in this case we got the Blood Ritual for Nazebo. So a little bit more sustain that he has on the lane. And also, of course, he is going to get his Voodoo Ritual stacks. So, yeah, It's gonna hit him there pretty hard. Oh, talking about getting hit hard. Arthas got hit very, very hard as he gets dropped, and they invade the camp and take it. I mean, Poland at this point obviously know that they have to speed things up a little bit. They can't just wait until we are like 25, 30 minutes into the game. Nazeebo has 250, 300 stacks and is absolutely destroying them. So there's that. In addition to that, by the way, Nazeebo now with the build that he chose can murder structures later. So Toad build is insane if you're just trying to drop structures. You just get close enough, you unleash Toads, and you just see or watch structures melt away. That's true for the core, that's true for the keeps. So the push potential out of this one is absolutely nasty. I really like the clash in strategies that we have from them. Phoenix gets taken down, as obviously Poland is realizing, hey boys, we need to speed this up a little bit. Zul is rotating between the lanes right now. We have the first 2 kills for Poland, and they are going to try and apply pressure wherever they can. It's going to be the name of the game. Already another move, and they want Nazeebo, and they barely can't get the kill. That would have been a big one. Lucio is down though, so the counter kill happened. That's a bit of a setback. But personally, I really want to see if they can maybe shut Nazeebo down once or twice and just slow him. Because currently, we got the Icebound Fortitude over here. Toad build continues with the Toads of hugeness. And yeah, they of course want the objective as well. That's where the red team is going to try and make their mark. And for the blue team, it's important to at least get one of these seeds so they can slow things down a little bit. Again, for them, it's all about the late game. They're scaling way better. Way better. And they know it too. So as long as they make it into a late game scenario, their chances are going to skyrocket. Yeah, it tracks, he gets caught, might still make it out, gets healed and is able to retreat. As there ooh, no interrupt. No interrupt on Rhaegar, he gets it. That's a big win for the blue team. Get the seed already. And that was huge. So now they can decide on the next seed whether they fight or whether they are just letting it go. 55 stacks. Obviously, with the additional takedown passive, as long as you're part of some of these fights, is actually kind of nice. The Nazeebo is kind of contribute there a bit. Build is more towards pushing, but still, he can, again, Toads are already strong. Toads for structure damage are awesome. They're absolutely awesome. If you want to poke with spiders, there's a lot more they can do there too, but depending on what exactly you're aiming for, you can really do a whole lot of work with this. So, Jimmy with the single target damage in the meantime. Alvaro's trying to help the team to come in and take another camp. Ragnaros has been rotating. 8 versus 9, the levels. I mean, it's just fairly even. Tiny difference. Meatball continues. Well, we don't have the proper Meatball build. He drops 1, but he went straight into the blast wave. And Ragnaros in the middle of the map already here. So, yeah, let's go. Trying to go for another Phoenix kill. This time they can't make it happen. Nazeebo is at the top. Has the entire lane to himself. Has all the space in the world that he needs there. And Poland is trying to push. Poland is trying to get value earlier in the game. Now, they got another seed up too, and this time, yeah, well, it still gets interrupted. They used the Molten Core for it to slow this down. Stalling is all that they're trying to do here. And they stalled again, without Nazeebo, who still has full reign over the top lane. Lava Wave is in. We get Nazeebo with Gary the Gargantuan. And now the second seed taken by the blue team. This is really, really good for Ukraine. It's going incredibly well for them right now. But, well, as I say it, here comes the attack on Arthas, and he is dead again. And that is, of course, going to result in the camp claimed. Now, at least value from the Lava Wave. Gets another minion wave over here. Same time, with the camp coming in, they can now use the camp as cover as they're going for Phoenix. That's a kill, and thanks to the mercenary camp, they should also get the fort. So this is what helps them to speed things up a lot. Now, they're not the only ones that are going for structures. As I said before, if you get Nazeebo on structures now, he is just going to melt them away. And that's exactly what he's doing topside. The fort has been destroyed here, down to the bottom of the map. They're drawing even with this. Another seed gets announced, and this should end up in the hands of Poland because the position is just a bit better for them. But again, the moves are being made. And the ult this time used from Arthas, who barely alive. Varian though, yep, he's dead. Varian is dead. That was a 5 versus 4 because Zul was not with them. They still decided to engage into it. And Poland, I'm honestly a little bit worried for them. Yes, they have 4 kills to 2, but it's even in structures. We have the extra seed in the hands of Ukraine, which could allow them to get Garden Terrors first. They're looking at Nazeebo, who's at 95 stacks already. And just generally speaking, they slow things down pretty nicely. So that's a problem. And this channel, they have to interrupt it. They cannot let this happen. Arabano gets away. Did they get too greedy here? Yeah, they did. They lose Ragnaros. He's down. And, well, still the chase is on up here at the top. In the meantime, they're trying to zone this. Keep him at bay. And that channel is going to be dropping another seed into the hands of Poland. Meaning the next one is going to lead to Garden Terrors for either one of the teams. Attacks are still happening. Varian is just yelling the entire time. 34,000 damage for Jimmy. Easily top damage for him, by the way. And, okay. Top side, Zul has done his thing. Down to the bottom of the map. Tyrell has now to defend. And another lava wave as they're trying to apply more pressure. It's continuously just trying to control the side lane with the help of the lava wave here. Twice, not really a big problem for him. Catapults are melted away too. Another minion wave. Spawns just in time, so that one gets also destroyed, gets the 2. It's exactly what they needed to do. Applying more pressure onto the bottom of the map as the minions of the blue team are now moving in to try and take down another fort. But as all of this happens, the fight at the top focuses on Arthas again. Sanctification, and goodbye Arthas. 3rd time that he falls. Now they go for Phoenix. He's dead too. And this is exactly the kind of decisive action and aggression that we need from Poland if they want to win this one. They go for the Zebo, shut him down as well. That slows his progress after he just picked up his level 13. And now they have an opportunity with the lead, the experience, and the amount of momentum they just gathered to go into the middle, drop that fort and build on it. Exactly what they gotta do here. It's a nail-biter. This series is an absolute nail-biter. Ukraine against Poland, down to the wire, down to game number 5. Everybody stacking, everybody trying to apply pressure. Now they're aiming for the minions here. Oh, sorry, for the Guardian thingies, the plants, and this is Garden Terrors. So, Molten Core. It's going to be used by Ragnaros eventually. The question is just where. He's already retreating. He has to. Where are they going to try and make their move? Currently looks like it's going to be the bottom of the map. Can still move towards the middle though. Nazeebo is the sole defender up at the top lane. Again, Toad build. Quite nice for that. He should be able to burn this down quickly. But now Ragnaros has to soon go for the Molten. There he is, goes for it right away. They can always go towards the middle as we already have the team pushing there. But Lava Wave gets used. Siege Giants are still there, so is the Garden Terror, so this is still not over. Still a lot of damage that can be done. And now they're burning down Ragnaros' Molten Core. Level 16 talents, big lead for Poland. They want another kill and they get another kill. Arthas is dead again. Keep in the middle, getting attacked. Keep at the bottom of the map, getting attacked. Nazeebo defended the top lane and then he moved down to the bottom to help him out. Garden Terror still in play here. But what exactly can Poland do? They haven't taken a single structure out yet, I believe. Not one. They took a couple of towers, but not really a main structure. Now they're going for the bottom keep and they're going to get it. Bottom keep is gone. They have a lot of control here at the bottom of the map now. Catapults with every single minion wave. Ragnaros will have to focus onto the bot lane a lot at this point. Mid lane also has suffered damage. They lost some hit points on the keep. And of course, 144 stacks now for Nazeebo. Stacks are not going to be his problem. He's going to be ready for the Viral Infection. But Poland knows fully well that they have to get ahead. And that's what they're doing. They've taken the first keep. They've only lost a single fort. They destroyed 2 on the other side. And now they try it again. Try to go for Nazeebo. A little bit too late. Didn't have enough here. Varian is just now coming through. But another camp is going to be set up. I can guarantee you that Ragnaros is going to use a lava wave again at the bottom of the map. So, yeah. But here we are. Off we go. There's the move in the middle of the map. Lucio, of course, empowering a lot of this with the speed that he can give the team. Again, Varian moving in. Blast Wave was used. Howling Blast connects. The bottom lane is in trouble. Ragnaros has to drop the Lava Wave immediately. But the fight continues. Nice Sanctification. Nice heal. Drops it in the middle. They're dodging out all the damage. The bot lane now going straight for the core. They're already in their base, though, to defend. But, yeah. Catapults, Siege Giants, everything is pushing in here. 18 to 16. Soul Harvest. That's the play for him. And another seed about to be claimed. Now, obviously, the blue team is still holding on to the 2 seeds they got earlier. So that's a little win for them. Howling Blast Interrupt is there. A couple of Toads are coming through. And Ragnaros even committing. They really want this one. Now, the problem that they have is the bot lane. We're only 13 minutes in, but now Catapults and Siege Giants are on the core. That could become a bit of a problem if they are fighting this out. I don't think they're going to lose the core here, but they could lose a couple of hit points. Yeah, Phoenix is already dead. They're losing the top lane fight, which is more of a problem. The good news is that at least the Garden Terrors were taken. So, yeah, Garden Terrors are going to take that bot lane down too and safeguard it. But that is only going to buy them a little bit of time, which at the end of the day is, of course, what they're going to aim for. A kill on Varian would be very nice too. Well, I guess they're going to take Lucio if they can get him. Yeah. 3 kills to 10. 18 to 19 in a second. Garden Terror in the middle. They should at least get the fort out of this one. So, yeah. And Azebo is at 170 stacks now. 51,000 damage for him. Nice siege damage too. Jimmy, way ahead though when it comes to overall hero damage. He's sitting at 62,000. Very end. Careful, bro. Sanctification is out, but they still don't have Lucio here. They're lacking the sustain. They can use Tyrael, but they burn down the Garden Terror. So that's already 2 annihilated. 2 in the defense are dealt with. Another quick jump. All of a sudden, down here. Oh, Nazebo! And he's dead. Nazebo is dead, and so is Phoenix. 12 kills to 3. They're nearly on level 20. They don't care about the bottom 4. They're going to lose this either way. Lava Wave is there. They want to go for the keep in the middle. At least. Keep in the middle. No, they're going core. They're going core. They're going straight for the core here. Oh, boy. All right. It's party time. Does he have Molten Core? I think he has. They're trying to take this one down. This is not going to be easy. Lucio's on his way. They can do it, especially if they can get a kill. Level 20 is big for them. And Denado is dead again. He just came back from the Nexus. Now he's down once more. Big use of the ult on Zul as they are shutting down Ragnaros quickly. Poland taking it. I'm telling you, it's the even games where they suck, but here they did well. That's victory. A 3-2 for Poland as they take down Ukraine.